Hello, my friend, and welcome to the podcast. I am so thankful you're here. And today, this episode, I'm excited to share this with you because it is something that I have struggled with, and I know so many of you struggle with. And so, if you pride yourself in being independent, this episode's for you, my friend. I see you. I am you. I understand. Having this idea of being an independent woman, independent person, I am here for it. However, you were not meant to do this thing called entrepreneurship or blazing a new trail in your life, whether it's taking on a new project or whatever it is. You were not meant to do this alone. And I say this knowing how much we want to be so independent and knowing that we can. I believe it. We can do anything on our own, but we don't have to. And sometimes raising both hands and saying that I am guilty of this, we try so hard to go at it alone because we're like, I want to prove to myself that I can do it. And there are times and places for this, but oh my gosh, it's so much more fun with other people, especially if we're thinking about growing a business or doing something hard in your life. If you are trying to do something and you cannot do it on your own, like you cannot seem to get over that hump. I'm not saying you can't do it because you're not willing or able, like you are those things, but for some reason, you just keep hitting a wall for some reason. Ask for support in whatever that looks like for you. Find the program, talk to a friend, go to a therapist, whatever it looks like for you. And the reason I wanted to talk about this so much today is because we get this idea, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm not trying to point fingers at you or anything. We get this idea that we should be able to do it on our own. We should be able to figure things out. We should know these things. And when we think back and we're like, hindsight's 2020, and we're like, of course I didn't know that thing before I did it. Or of course I didn't know to anticipate that experience until I walked through that experience. And we have to remember that. We have to give ourselves some grace for knowing that that's going to happen. But this is your wake-up call, my friend. You do not have to go at this alone. You don't need to. There's no extra badge of honor if you figure something out on your own. I mean, kudos to you if you do. But if you ask and say, hey, you know what? I know Amanda did this thing. Like, she has a podcast. I bet I could ask her a few questions about hosting a podcast or starting a podcast. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's like hitting the fast forward button and being like, because she probably stumbled and did some things and you could ask the number one question, which is, if you were to start again, what would you do differently? That's my favorite thing to ask people. It's like, if I'm looking to do something and I want to learn from someone else, that's the question I ask. Because I guarantee you, anyone who's done something that you want to do, they will absolutely tell you what they wish they had done differently or wish they knew. So if you can get in front of someone and ask that question, by all means, please do that. But first and foremost, we have to tackle the fact that we think we should be able to do it on our own. And I just want you to know that that is not true. And I'm going to keep saying it, so you keep hearing me say it today. And I thought I would give you a few examples of how this has shown up for me. I mean, I could go on for days about this because this building, I did not build this building, this business that I have built, it was not built only on my own. The book I wrote, I did not go at that alone. I went through a program because I knew I needed that support. This podcast, this is the second podcast that I've had. I did not do this alone. I talked to so many people and said, what did you do different? What would you do differently? And how would you think I could do this differently? I talk to people now. I go to events and I talk to other podcasters and I say, what are you doing? What's working for you? I could just go on and on because there's nothing that I've done in my life or in my business that has been like, yes, Amanda did that all on her own. No, I read books, I listened to podcasts, I hired coaches, I talked to people, I asked questions, and I want you to do the same. So one of the things that is super helpful when I think about not going at it alone, because the idea of this being such a mistake that we make, and I've made it, we have this idea and we're like, I'm just going to go, and that's great. But the mistake we make is staying in that independence for too long. Here's what we don't get when we do this alone. Feedback from other people. I know that sounds so silly because of course we can't get feedback from other people if we're doing it alone. I cannot tell you how many times that I have been in this beautiful office of mine, working away, thinking something is just on fire. I am just on one of those days where it's like, I'm creating the sales page, or I've got this idea for content, or I've got a new offering idea, or whatever it is, and I am so pumped about it. And I am in my own world, and I put the Google Docs together or whatever I'm doing. Thankfully, I have a group of people, all different people, and I tap into them for different things. But I have groups of people that I can say, hey, can you take a look at this Google Doc for me? Or let me run an idea past you. I cannot tell you how many times that they have said, Amanda, have you thought about this? And it has been like, oh my gosh, how did I not think about that? And it changed everything. Either I said, ooh, yeah, that's not a good idea to do right now. Or, oh, that's a great way of framing that, and I would have never thought of it. Getting feedback is something you cannot do it on your own. It's impossible. You cannot give yourself feedback. I mean, you can critique something to the best of your ability, but you are in the weeds with it. You cannot see past what you can see. So getting feedback is a big component of, if you're doing it alone, you're not getting the feedback you need. And chances are, if you're trying to grow a business or something, you're like, but I put it out on Instagram, or I send it in an email, so my audience will give me feedback. No, they probably won't. Maybe you'll get a few takers that will help you with something, but chances are you need someone else that you can say, hey, can you critique this? Or can you look at this and tell me what I'm missing? And someone can be honest with you because they care and they want you to rise and they want you to succeed. So they're going to help you. So honest feedback is one. Confidence boost. Oh my gosh, those days. Not that, I just told you about a day when I'm like, oh yeah, everything's working and I am creative. There are other days where I'm like, everything sucks. I am a terrible coach. I don't know what to do with my life right now. Nothing is working. I need people in those moments too. I can't just sit and spiral here and go down that path of I suck. I need to say, hey, I'm having one of those days. Can you remind me that I am not a sucky coach, or this is working? Or something, and we need those people. We need the people that can lift us up when we're in those tough days. Now, there are things you can do for yourself, but it is so helpful to have someone else say, I get it. I feel you. I've been there before. This feeling sucks, but this too shall pass. And all those things you're telling yourself right now, you don't need to tell yourself that. Let's do something else today. Let's take a walk or whatever. You need those people. And other things is like collaborating and expanding your reach. Whether or not you're trying to grow a business or not, chances are you're trying to make an impact in this world in some way. And the only way you're able to do that is if you expand your reach past your sphere of influence. And when you do that, you can collaborate with people. You can host things together that are fun. You can share each other's stuff. And you can refer people to each other, whether it's business or whatever. It is huge to have other people saying your name in rooms that you are not in yet. I have this example, my friend Chelsea, bless her. I mean, she is the sweetest. We connected, didn't know each other from anything. I don't even remember. Neither one of us can really remember who connected with who. It was LinkedIn. We know it was LinkedIn. Somehow we connected. She is the sweetest person. We really hit it off. She's been on the podcast. I'll be sure to link it. And she contacts me one day and says, hey, Amanda, I know you have been wanting to speak more and I love what you're doing. And so I had a company reach out to me or an event and ask me to sponsor something. And I said to them, I will be interested in sponsoring if I can bring the speaker in. And I recommended you. And I mean, if you're seeing the video, you can see my face. That was so heartwarming. I did not ask her to do that. It was simply because I have supported her and shown up for her, and we really clicked, and we both want each other to rise up together. And so if someone's asking her to sponsor an event, which she's going to get visibility for, and she said, you know what? Amanda and I really jam on this stuff, and so it would be pretty cool if I could bring in Amanda. And therefore, she put my name in a room that they do not know my name yet. So wonderful. You've just got to surround yourself with people that will do that. That's just one example. I could rattle off 10 more examples probably of people who have stated my name in a room that I wasn't in a positive way. I'm going to talk about you behind your back. It's bringing people up and saying they should be here too. It's amazing. I can't recommend it enough. because when we try and go at it alone, we don't get those opportunities because it's just impossible for you to be everywhere. But you can extend your reach across multiple states, multiple countries, multiple industries, just because of your network. And so if I haven't convinced you enough that this is very important, I just want to come back to that idea of like feeling like you should be able to do this all by yourself. You shouldn't. I mean, that's just, I don't know anyone who can just do that. We need to surround ourselves with people who will help us on the hard days, who will lift us up and celebrate the wins and say our names in rooms that we aren't in yet, because it's a better opportunity for you than it is for them. Or go together, right? Rise together. I just can't say enough. And I just want you to remember that this is a mistake that independent, specifically women, fall into all the time. We need to reach out and ask for help, ask for support, connect with other people. And I just want you to know that the opportunities are there. And the next question that I usually get when I talk about this topic is, well, how do I find those people? How did you find Chelsea? How did you find these people? And the thing is that you have to put yourself out there and find ways to connect. You know, LinkedIn was how Chelsea and I connected. I believe there was some connection of an event at some point. We can't really remember, but most of my connections have been through online, virtual, and in-person networking events. And now I know so many people probably were just like, nope. And Amanda, I don't want to do that because networking events suck or they're uncomfortable. And I totally understand that, but find your version of comfort there. Push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, but you can find the ways that you feel the most connected to. And I would love to invite you to one that's coming up, because one of my great friends and fellow entrepreneur, Laura Davis, and I, we believe in the power of networking. The two of us connected through a coach, a similar coach of ours, Holly. She is fantastic. And we just immediately clicked. And so we were like, let's just start doing things together. And we've hosted several things like workshops and planning parties and that sort of thing. We have decided to do something that is free and focus more on networking. We are going to talk about a few other mistakes we see women make when it comes to planning. Mistakes of going at it alone, like that is one of them. There's a few others, but we know that networking is so important. And so we're going to host an event for you. It is free. You can come to it. And we are going to do the things that make it like typically awkward, where it's like, I don't know what to say. We're going to pull that out and say, what do you want? What are you trying to do? What do you need support with? And we're not going to make it to where it's uncomfortable for you to ask what you want. We're going to make sure that you get what you want in terms of connections. And that way you can go forward and be in those rooms even when you're not there. You can have the support for the feedback that you need when you need it. And you can get those connections to grow that network and to get the support that you need in terms of people lifting you up on hard days and celebrating the wins with you. These are so important. And so we know that we love connecting people. And so we're going to do that. That's happening on June 13th. If you're listening to this after June 13th, I apologize that you did not make it, but we'll probably do it again. So hang with me and just stay connected and make sure you find the rooms you want to be in. But if you are listening to this before June 13th, you can still sign up. So all you have to do is go to amandamckinney.com/events, and you'll be able to see that free sign up right there. And if you go to it after this date, you'll see other events that I'm either hosting or speaking at or whatever the case is. So you'll be able to see other things there. So I hope to see you at this event, and I hope you'll be able to see how Laura and I collaborate. We do something very, very similar. We help people be productive in different ways, but some would see that as competition, but we do not. We see it as an opportunity to collaborate. Because her area of genius and my area of genius are different. Even though so often the outcome is very similar, we have a different way of approaching a few different things, and we actually work together. And you'll be able to see that and how we collaborate and how we're able to support other people and lift each other up at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. I hope to see you there. And that's your accountable action. Because if you listen to this and you're like, I know I'm trying to do it alone, Amanda. I'm trying to be that independent person that doesn't need anyone else. Then you need to come to this event. Because this event is going to be filled with people who are trying to do the same thing. And I have now realized I probably shouldn't try and do this alone. I probably should get some people in my corner. And you can connect and take it from there. and we're just going to put you in a room with a whole bunch of amazing people and that you can connect with and then move forward. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I hope to see you at the event very soon or a future event at a later date. So until next time, keep being accountable.